Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the What the Sheet podcast, episode 22 of this podcast to be in fact. Tonight, we will be discussing Critical Role Campaign 2, episode 110 and 111. We got a lot to talk about, a lot of juicy stuff. But before we get into that, I would like to welcome my wonderful friends, Alana and Phil, as always. And then the other quick thing, I don't know if you may have noticed or not, but we have an emote. This channel has an emote now. I'm gonna spam it a couple times. It's a little heart emote. It's super cute. It's super awesome. I'm super happy with it. This was done by @Linzer_art on Twitter. I love her art so much, and as soon as I got the sub button and was allowed to have an emote, I immediately messaged Lynn and I was like, Lynn, I need you to make an emote for my channel. And so she was a pleasure to work with. She's very talented. So if ever you're looking to commission art pieces or even emotes now, Linzer_art, go check her out. She's great. But with all of that out of the way, I think we should dive right into these two episodes because there was a whole lot that happened in these episodes. A lot of juicy stuff. Yeah. You know what? Thinking back on it, I think we could probably chop this up to like a 10-minute conversation and call it a night, probably. Yeah. But before we get into the really good stuff, we can open up with episode 110 at the beginning when Caleb received the letter, the invitation from Trent. And then the party was sort of speculating, what does this mean? What does Trent hope to accomplish with this dinner party? Does he have any other motives? Is it a trap? Is he going to kill him? What's the deal here?
Yeah. No, because I remember like when we were talking about the actual letter itself, we're just like, ugh, oh god, this is awful. Like, this is super stressful. And then I remember reading online, everyone's just like, oh, well, Caleb shouldn't go, or like, he shouldn't do this. It's like, well, no, the DM has clearly offered you this acorn, like, you should take it, but it's up to you. But at the same time, I was just like, yeah, of course he's gonna go. That's awesome. So I was really happy that was cleared up immediately. It wasn't like an umming of whether or not they were gonna go. It was just straight up like, and also the way Caleb did it too was very nice. He's just like, well, yeah, I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah. I was like, oh, nice, sweet, that's cleared up. So I was really happy that that it just quite quick and getting it done. It was super stressful.
Oh yeah. But after the party had their big discussion of, okay, so what are we going to do at this dinner party and all of that, it was a very intense conversation because us as audience members were also like, oh god, what the heck is going to happen at this dinner party? But then we got a nice little break from that tension as the party ended up teleporting back to Nicodranis, and they had a very lovely evening crashing the Bernardo household. Just absolute chaos. But one thing I do want to bring up when the party crashed the Bernados is the change in Yasha's, not personality, but she seems more willing to have fun. She seems to be sort of letting the guilt and stuff, the things that weighed her down previously, she seems to be letting go of those a lot. She was a lot more friendly with Luke. I mean, not that she wasn't friendly before, but she was more willing to participate in the fun that the party was having.
And like I think also it was that the episode previous, so going back a few weeks now, but like that conversation she had with Caduceus was really important to her.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Not holding back. Him seeing the physical change in her, and I think Ashley said that on talks as well about how like this is her chance to kind of like grow and change and develop the character in her new kind of form or new kind of state, which is really exciting. Because it is great to see Ashley get to role play and like to be at the table.
Makes a change.
Develop the character kind of naturally and over time rather than just in little short bursts. So I absolutely agree. It's really exciting. Man, I live though for Yeza.
I know.
Just the chaos that is his life. He's amazing.
But I just like how this just goes to show like how good like the cast are at like comedic scenes. and like stereotypical comedic moments. Because immediately when they're like, they burst in, they all did like stereotypical like, oh hey, let me help you with that, or hey, let's pull up a seat and all this stuff, like just pure chaos immediately as soon as they enter the house. So good.
Playing off his personality of being like nervous and overwhelmed.
Yeah.
But,
I'm looking at my notes from this episode and I'm reading. I don't understand. Why did I write down Laura asparagus pea? What the fuck?
Did
you talk about asparagus at some point?
Yeah, there was a whole conversation about asparagus. Making it smell.
There was a whole like side tangent.
Was there a bit where somebody said something about, it's for the greater good? At some point, and I had flashbacks to Hot Fuzz of like the crowd going, "The greater good, yes, it's for the greater good."
The asparagus pea?
No, I know. I've watched Hot Fuzz recently as well. So maybe I dreamt that. Sorry, never mind.
No, it's fine. That sounds familiar. Although, yeah, maybe that does sound familiar to some extent. If you hear greater good, you're always going to think Hot Fuzz anyway.
Oh
so.
Yeah.
The greater good.
That's pretty much.
But yeah,
and it's just to say something like, "Should we just murder him?"
And about Trent?
To Trent?
Probably.
No, I can't remember.
That came up a lot during the dinner.
Yeah.
Not to skip ahead, but just they're like, so we murdering him?
So, just like blink twice if we should murder him right now.
It was that like Plan G or something like that was like way down the line.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did enough planning.
Yeah. But no, the fact that Caleb now has teleport, and in kind of true Caleb fashion, it feels like he's only using it to do he's only doing it to places that he knows will have 100% accuracy. So that's it's such like a Caleb thing to be like, no, I'm only going to do it if I know for certain it's going to be safe. I think they've had too many experiences of like bamfing into walls to not want to do that. But yeah, really, really cool that they can just kind of go back and forth. And then they've also got like the backup of Steel Transportation Circle, which is a lower level spell, so they're pretty set as long as they don't get into trouble straight away.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah, because they have because did you just mention, because they have the Jester and Caduceus have Word of Recall.
Well.
Yeah. So
yeah, at least for Nicodranis, they can get there pretty easily now, which is lovely. Yeah.
Is Word of Recall a newer spell? 'Cause I don't, or is it from like the? Can't remember. Because that was the first I heard of it. I was like, Word of Recall, what is that?
I like the break when they briefed Veth, and she says like, and we recap everything.
Oh,
and we do.
Oh wow.
And they just kind of just overcap. I'm just like, yeah, we're not going to explain it all to you. You were there. Yeah. Oh, how interesting. Gosh, so we're going to dinner then.
Yeah. I'm like, we're still like, not jumping ahead, but also kind of jumping ahead a bit, but we still don't know what Travis has picked for his oath as Paladin.
True.
And it's killing me a bit. Because I was certain like he was going to do it at the Melora White House. Did I say White House? Lighthouse. The Melora Lighthouse. And I just want to know what he's thinking for this character. Like, I want to kind of, because we haven't also had combat yet for him to like kind of show off any oath spells or anything like that. So we don't know what he has, what he's chosen. I just want to know.
I know. I was thinking he might choose Oathbreaker, but he didn't make an oath with Ukatoa. He made a pact with Ukatoa.
Yeah, and he's made an
oath
with
Melora. Different terms and conditions.
Yeah, it's I don't want to know. That was like the kind of thing I was just like, damn it.
Is like the general consensus though that it's probably Path of the Ancients?
Ancients, I think, is the general consensus. Yeah. Redemption's a good one too. Yeah, it's a good point. Yeah, but who knows? Who knows? It could be completely homebrewed.
Yeah, maybe.
For all we know.
I could see Matt pulling something like that. Yeah.
That'd be cool. But yeah, that's like one thing that kind of, even after both episodes, I'm still wanting to know.
Yeah, Caleb didn't get anything too crazy, right, when he leveled up? I don't think he did.
He got the new spells. He got 7 level spells.
Yeah, nothing too important there. No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Just teleport.
Yeah. Teleport. Yeah. There's no other spell he got. Yeah.
There's a whole bunch of stuff. So they went to Nicodranis. This is like trying to think now.
They didn't really do a whole lot. I mean, they just met up with the family. They're just having like a relaxing evening. Someone in chat, I think it was Jeff the Stray Dad, maybe. No, it was Genie's Pool. Genie's Pool. Speaking of personality changes in Nicodranis, what's up with Yusa? He was pretty brusque with them again.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, because
I think he's probably just annoyed with the party at this point.
I like how they said, because I think someone brought that up. They're like, oh, maybe he doesn't like us constantly using it as like a thoroughfare. Like he doesn't want this kind of thing. And they're like, we gave him this massively ancient artifact. He can deal with it, sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Which is like,
it might be because they're surpassing him in that when he met them, they were way, way below his talents. But now they're equal to, if not greater than his talents. So he may be looking at them as competition or envy.
I don't know, because I still think he's a dragon. So I think he's still probably way, way, way far ahead of them.
Literally, as you said that, the chat's like, well, he's a dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah. But even then, like, a dragon has its limits in terms of its magical ability. And I think the main consensus is gold dragon. So he does cap eventually. Depends on his age, I guess. But
he's still a gold dragon that got stuck inside the Happy Fun Ball.
Exactly, yeah. Which, to be fair, is the Archmage's bane. Like, it's designed to do that.
Yeah.
But the Mighty Nine have been in twice and escaped, so...
Oh, true.
Almost.
Are they better than the Archmages that get trapped, though?
One technically died in there.
Yeah, I keep forgetting that Veth literally died in the Happy Fun Ball.
Yeah.
But it was so much fun.
Yeah.
Not Veth dying, the Happy Fun Ball. It sounded bad, didn't it?
Yeah, no, that's been great. One day they might go back.
Yeah.
I don't think
we just need like a make that a live show episode where like they just take a break and they just go into the Happy Fun Ball for like a live show. That'd be great.
Yeah, I'd watch that.
Low stakes, nothing too crazy. Well, we say that, but we have no idea what the Happy Fun Ball entails and what it's fully capable of.
Beau gave Luke some fireworks, didn't she?
Yeah.
Rolled an 11.
She did. Wait, no, didn't. No, I think Yeza took him away because he saw.
Yeah. So I'm gonna slap Luke some fireworks. I'm like, Beau, no. He's there with a little crossbow. You can see him firing a firework from his crossbow. It's going to end badly.
Dragon in chat just said 4 of the 9 have been killed. So it's Caduceus, Veth, Ford. Who's the other one that's died and had to be brought back? Oh, Molly.
Oh yeah, him.
Oh, I forgot about Molly.
I said we weren't going to talk about it.
Yeah, no, Molly's still dead. For the sake of conversation, because we're on episode 110 right now, Molly is dead right now. Molly is dead for the purpose of discussion.
Remember Molly. Whoops, that one's on me.
That is okay.
Move on quickly.
But it's funny. I didn't. Yes. Moving on. After the party's wonderful evening in Nicodranis, they went back to Rexingtrum, where I don't. What did they do before the dinner? Didn't they go?
They went shopping for dresses. Jester's dress, where she said, like, how much would this cost? She's like, 120 gold. She's like, here's 500.
They got their winter clothes.
Yeah.
The winter clothes. Yep.
And Veth's antler hat, which I thought was
the
cute.
Keyleth hat.
That was really nice.
Gosh. That's beautiful. What a shit
So
stereotype is, but in like a fun, in a lovely way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I love how everyone gave very like detailed descriptions for their winter clothes, and then it got to Travis and he was like, do you just have like a coat? like a nice, like a coat or something.
Yeah, yeah.
On brand for Ford.
On brand, yeah. Man, that was fun. I enjoy those sorts of shopping episodes where it's kind of like not, because they had a lot of shopping episodes in Campaign 1, and sometimes they would get just kind of a bit like that just go on a lot. But these ones are very good where they're just being descriptive. They're essentially like describing fan art, I feel like.
Yeah.
They do that a lot, where they kind of like request fan art by describing amazing things.
Yeah.
They don't even need to say now, like, I can't wait for the fan art. They just kind of describe something extra. I'm like, is there any fan art of Caleb's house?
Probably.
Oh, yeah.
That, although we're not there yet.
Cross sections.
Yeah, wait, what house? I don't think we...
Sorry, yes, that house hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
But no, shopping's fun.
And they just got a boatload of money, so they're looking to spend a lot of it. And they already did a little bit, with the previous episode 109, I think, when they went to the... oh, gosh.
Not Theodora.
The Goliath lady with the really awesome hair and fabulous shop, whose name is
her.
Point to whoever gets it first.
Is
oh no, chat's gone quiet.
No one knows.
Nobody knows.
Fadine!
The lady that should not be named.
Lynn has saved the day.
Yeah.
Oh, advertisement break. But I guess not really advertisement break, but kind of.
Oh, yeah.
There is a second emote in the works. Ooh. However, I have lost the ability to use the second emote slot because we have gone below the subscriber threshold necessary. So, if you would like to see a Lynn emote, not by the same artist at Linzer_art, but the emote is Lynn in chat, Lynn E216. It's an emote for her. So, if you would like to see that emote, subscribe now. It's free if you have Twitch Prime. Yeah, I think we're only a few subs away from having that happen, but yeah, I have the emote ready, and we just need to get back to that threshold so I can get it approved. But it's all set. It looks amazing. Alana, I think you've seen it.
Oh,
I don't think I showed it to Phil yet.
I think it is my favorite emote.
Yeah.
And so useful to kind of one situation, but I'm going to use it everywhere.
Yep. Pretty much.
It's great.
Pretty much. Great. So yeah, anyways, back into the episode. But then, after they got all their shopping done, then they decided to bite the bullet and make their way towards Trent's tower.
Oh, God. What a stressful...
Trap.
Yeah. Trap. I was waiting for the shoe to drop that it was a trap. Yeah, but the whole thing was awful. In terms of just
even just the opening, how like he had different pictures of like the fire plane, the war of what was the war, the Marrow War or something.
Picture that moved and looked at it.
Yeah, the younger picture of himself. So was that like he had like the fire plane, he had like the Marrow War, he had a younger picture of himself. Do you think that's him like calling attention to younger Bren, to Caleb, saying like how I was young once, also fire, like I'm wondering if that was like trying to further either just to put the men at ease, because 100% it does, it's a very confronting imagery to have straight away, but also I'm just wondering if it's him specifically targeting Caleb with
do we know if he's got any affiliation to the Marrow War or the fire plane?
No.
Not now, but now I'm starting to wonder what it could be.
The Archmage of something, but his whole thing is like controlling.
He's old, isn't he? He's in like
70s.
He's human old.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Archmage of propaganda. Yeah.
It was 20 years ago when Vox Machina existed. How long ago was it when Allura and her team sealed Thordak on the fireplane.
30 years? That was 10 years before Vox Machina.
So 30 years ago from where we are now.
Yes.
So he would have been in his 40s if he went on that assignment.
I don't think he would have, because I think that was a Taldori group.
Was it?
Yeah. Because it was her, Drake Thunderbrand, Kima, and I don't think they mentioned the others by name, but I think they're all Taldori people. You look suspicious, Phil.
Yeah, well, yes, I will pick at things until I know the truth.
Yeah. But yeah, no, like the elemental plane of fire, just why, like
right.
Was it just to tempt Caleb and taunt him, or was it?
Yeah, that's
something...
what I feel like. That's what I feel like. But I would love for there to be a deeper connection there. But I don't know if there's time in the campaign for there to be another kind of hook for some other kind of
end game type.
Yeah, or
that's
like,
a good
by the
point.
way, there's also other
Dr.
planes.
Seven, Dr. Sevengon says he would have known Delilah Briarwood.
Yeah. Yeah, likely.
Do I need to say again?
But he would have known like the other members of the Cerberus Assembly who are also shady AF, like.
Yeah.
The more I read about Wildmount now, the whole place is shady AF. The whole place is just like, oh my god. How did the Mighty Nine walk through it so innocently and miss all of this?
Yeah.
There's huge quantities of Wildmount Matt has yet to divulge to them. It's a horrendous, horrible place that we should all go and live in Taldore.
Yeah, it's pretty strict. It's pretty bleak in a lot of places.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem to have ever had a good future. There was never a time when it was good and then it became bad. It's just been after the bad times. There was some more bad times, and then we went a bit bad, and we stayed bad because we're bad.
Yeah.
That's just my perception.
Yeah. There's like the whole thing with the this is getting off topic with the episode, but the whole like divergence was like a big kind of turning point for life on the continent, I guess, in terms of how they were going to do things, which is why I'm super excited for Isocross, for the fact that they're going to be looking at pre-calamity stuff. Calamity, that's the word I was trying to think of. what the thing was. But yeah, pre-calamity stuff is super interesting because it is just like unlike anything they've dealt with. I mean, they've had contact with it with Halas and things like that, but the fact that they're going potentially to a whole city or the site of a whole city that is pre-calamity, going to be exciting.
And Molly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah. But the dinner.
But anyways, the dinner. Even just obviously that foyer area with the different portraits and stuff, super sketch. But then when they entered where they were going to be eating the dining hall, Trent and then accompanied by Eowulf and Astrid at his side in front of the fire also invokes some pretty strong imagery. And sets the tone for how the the dinner party is kind of gonna pan out. But then, in classic Mighty Nine fashion, we had a few of the members breaking that tension with was it Veth and Yasha taking the seats next to Eowulf. Or well, Astrid got one side next to him, but then Veth snuck in.
Musical chairs.
Yeah.
I'm just going to sit here.
It was fun getting to see more of Eowulf, because I think he's the one that's probably been theorized about so much because we haven't seen that much about him. We've only seen that one little snippet where he was kind of working, he was on duty.
Yeah.
And it was a bit like, what is this person like? We've only heard about what Caleb has said about them, and it's, it's a bit all over the place. So it was good to see him kind of like, I mean, he was pretty playful. Like, he was a pretty playful guy. And even like when he's getting checked, he wasn't like, getting angry, or he wasn't, overreacting. It was very much just like okay, cool. Which I really enjoyed. It made them feel really real. It made them feel like not kind of like drones. Astrid and Adolf, they felt like actual people, which was really good.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Um,
and like the way Matt sort of role played them, like you can feel just the way they were talking and the specific descriptions he was giving with what they were doing with their hands or their face or whatever it was, that there's like a clear struggle that they have to deal with they know that Trent is this awful guy, and they sort of, maybe they almost envy Caleb that he was able to get away from it all, but now that they feel like they're trapped, they're stuck with him. But given what was talked about in this conversation towards the end, maybe a glimmer of hope can be ignited within them once again.
Yeah. Let's talk about how awful Ikathon is.
Yes. Yes. So
he's gross.
Absolutely disgusting. Gross. And there's an interesting parallel.
I'm so angry.
An interesting parallel with Trent and Thoreau, Beau's dad, how they're both claiming credit for the accomplishments of Caleb and Beau, because of what they went through.
Yeah, it's awful. That's what I want to ask you guys too. I want to know what you think. Because he's an absolute asshole, like trying to say, well, I let you go and therefore your success is my success. Like, no, fuck off. It's such a mind fuck, and I want to know what you guys think about how he was saying, we let you go, implying that they restored Caleb's faculties. And, do you think that's true, or do you think that's just him further manipulating?
I think he is further manipulating, and he's trying to make Caleb think that he's been in control this entire time. Everything that's happened to him is because of what Trent has done. But I don't think that's the case. I think he may have also been saying that to try to fish for more information about what may have happened.
Yeah. Like, I feel like I feel the same. I think it's very much, he's been given the information, he is using it to his advantage. And like, because they kept insight checking him and everything. And the thing is, he doesn't lie. He just talks around the truth. Like, he has a very, because I'm trying to look it up again. I can't remember what he is. He's the Archmage of Civil Influence. So his whole idea is taking the truth and using it in his way, using it to benefit either the Assembly or the Empire or himself. So him having this information, like knowing what happened, I truly just want to believe it was Caleb let himself go. Like, it was something separate to Trent. He got out himself, and that is just Ikathon being like, oh, we released you, as in, like, we let you go. We didn't chase you, but at the same time, it was still some kind of other thing that...
I don't know. I think it was a way of him saying, we let you go, but we knew where you still were. We'd know what you've been up to, and despite your ring or whatever, we can keep eyes on you, we can keep tabs on you, we know where you've been. He was more seeking corroboration to the facts that they already knew, to see if he was going to lie about them. I'm also not convinced that Astrid was so traumatized that she was a victim. I think there might be some elements of deception occurring. Matt didn't ask them to roll deception, but didn't Caleb at one time describe Astrid as being very ambitious?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
And simply using meta-knowledge from the Wildmount book, I would surmise that the Cerberus Assembly are a nasty bunch of and their ability to manipulate their people, keep an eye on them, is way beyond any oppressive culture that we may be able to relate it to on the planet, on ours or theirs. They've got it down to a fine tee. They really have. If they want to disappear somebody, then they can. If they want to keep an eye on somebody, they can.
Yeah,
it's
not. Their whole deal is maintaining that control, maintaining the information.
Like, and they've been doing it for a long time.
Well, Ludinus been there since the start. Ludinus to left. His whole thing is maintaining. Like, I'm. Oh no, that's crazy theory time. I'll get to crazy theory time. But yeah, no, like I agree with Lynn saying like he implies a lot of stuff. He never says anything outright, and he's kind of like, because I don't see this guy like, because he's saying like, oh yes, we let you go. I had to let you kind of flourish under different circumstances for you to become the person you are today. Blah blah blah. I don't see him taking his hands off the wheel on that one. Like that seems like just out of character in terms of, you know, letting something just disappear, because also he had the amulet of anti-scrying or whatever it's called, like protection from detection. So I can't imagine. I don't know, because then you got to question like, well, yeah, all sorts of things. It's fucked. He's a gross person, and it was a lot of like, oh god, oh.
And the idea,
the worst dinner host possible.
Yeah,
just like the most like, awkward moment. Ooh, but I loved the way that Caduceus dealt with him, and he's like, "So, what are you? Vegetarian, but absolutely classic Talaton, perfect delivery."
Question, like, because I saw a lot of people joking about like saying like, oh, Aedwulf being kind of like funny and Caduceus being funny. That question was like really weird, I thought. Saying like, oh well, what are you? Like that's also a gross question. Like
yeah,
it would suggest slightly.
But I was asking like, well, what are you? Like, what do you do? Like, what are you? Are you a cleric? But it came across it came across really kind of like Aedwulf.
Yeah, what race are you?
Yeah. And I was like, did I misread that? Was that me? Like, like obviously, yeah, Caduceus can handle it.
Yeah,
it's just, yeah, that reply, vegetarian.
It made me like off Aedwulf a bit, that one. But oof, no, and then just the rest of the Mighty Nine. I was surprised Ford stayed quiet as long as he did. I guess that he was like leaving it up to Caleb, Travis was leaving it up to Liam, but I kind of wish he'd weighed in a bit, because I just love his diplomacy. I love anytime he kind of gets
I've got a question.
Yes.
I've just remembered. Did either of you get concerned at any time that Caleb was about to turn? He seemed to be pursuing a line of questioning that I was like, what? Hang on, why is Caleb asking that question? Especially here, is something about to happen where he's about to go, ha ha, it was me all along, I join with you now. Come, we shall destroy them.
No.
I was starting to get a little bit like, where is he going with this?
No, not for me at least.
Okay.
No, I didn't think that. I thought if anything, the closest we were going to get was maybe like I fireball Trent or something. Because he got pretty well, he kept it together. It wasn't until like he was talking about like Trent was saying the necessary sacrifices, or the nothing of value was lost, essentially talking about Caleb's parents and just everything they'd gone through. And so I was like, that could be a trigger for Caleb to absolutely, plan G it. I don't know if it is actually plan G, but
it was some low letter. But I didn't like the idea that Trent was essentially grooming Caleb to take his position.
Oh.
Like he wants Caleb to be the one who takes him out.
Because that's like,
and
that's
Astrid's jealous for that. She wants to be the one that takes him out.
Like, and then that's another thing. Did he only say that to get Caleb and Astrid at odds and to butt heads?
And because it's also then like, no matter what, I win sort of thing. Like,
he's the great manipulator. Yeah. They need both of them to say, no, we shall not do that. We shall join forces and fight against you.
We will find another way. Like, we're going to energy bend your bending away sort of thing. Like,
seriously.
Like, how do you deal with this guy?
The GM's Mount Mercer, it won't have a happy ending.
Well, I think didn't we talk about that in like one of our previous episodes where we were like, man, is there a way to just like cut Trent off from like the magic weave or whatever it is?
Yeah. We probably made the reference already. Yeah. I mean, possible, because it is that thing of like, if you kill him, you're doing what he wants. If you let him go, he's doing
feeble
what he
mind.
wants.
The collar.
The collar would be cool. Or just trap him. Actually, that's probably a bad idea. I was gonna say trap in Hellas, but he could probably deal with it.
I'll just put him in the Happy Fun Ball.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, Lynn, the collar. I forgot they had that.
Yeah. Is it? Yeah, because they've got the anti-magic collar. Oh yeah, and they've also got cufflinks of sleep as well, don't they?
Yeah.
The handcuffs of knockout.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Man.
Oh gosh.
Man, it's. I don't like him. I'll just put that out there.
No. It just made me feel so gross because when Caleb was like, "I've thought about strangling you with my bare hands. You know, I want to remove you from power." Like he was just being so upfront about what he wanted, and Trent was just like loving it. He was like, "This is exactly what I wanted to hear from you."
Mm.
Yeah,
but is he being serious when he's doing that, or does he still want to put on that like facade of like he wants Caleb to think this is what he's wanted this entire time, and he's orchestrated this entire thing.
It's very much a thing of like, I wish we could have seen 5 minutes with him, like once the Mighty Nine had left. Like, what is he saying to Astrid and Aodwolf? What is he writing a book or something like that? Which is like
for him to. Sorry. Go on.
I
was going to say, in order for him to orchestrate it, he would have to arrange for the beacon to definitely fall into their hands.
The whole beacon thing too. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Can't guarantee that's going to happen. Can't guarantee they're going to give it to the Bright Queen.
For what? For Trent to
maintain
control. But again, I think that's the thing. I don't think he's been masterminding the whole thing. I think it's just he's taking what he's heard of the Mighty Nine or heard of Caleb and claiming it through his subterfuge, like by saying like, well, I have been in control of it this whole time, like, or I've been aware of what you've been doing this whole time. So
what are you playing with?
I'm sorry,
it's a dice.
No, it's just a ball.
I was gonna say it sounds like dice.
You're like Baby Yoda, sort of playing with.
Sure.
Sorry. I'm getting ready for the Mandalorian.
Boy, yeah. So Trent bad.
And then at least
I concur.
At least at the end of it all, we got to hear Caduceus absolutely destroy Trent in the most polite way possible.
Best. It was the best.
It was the best last word ever.
Yeah.
So I'm going to leave the room now, but I'm going to leave you with a message that you will remember for the rest of your life. However long that is.
I love all of the memes that came out of that moment of like Astrid and Aodwolf's reaction to Caduceus saying all that. Oh, so good.
That's a good point, though. Little Mon Nightmare said, like, how does Taliesin do the things that he does? How does he come out with these statements? It's almost as if he's regurgitating it from a book or somewhere, but there's no way you memorize that many lines.
Yeah. As a person, like,
I mean, when you've been alive for 10,000 years.
That helps, yeah.
But just the respectfully at the end is perfect. But Caduceus' whole thing is about remembering the dead. It's about, interring people and making sure that people aren't forgotten, like making sure stories aren't forgotten. So for him to say like straight up, I won't even remember you. It's like, I just hope there is someone to warn you when you die. And also very, very much saying like, not if you die, it's like when you die. Like it's very, very, not a threat, just such an own, because it is something he's correct. It's something completely outside of Trent's wheelhouse of having people that actually care about him. He's all about the control and all about the manipulation and staying on top and staying above. Even though he's saying like, oh, Caleb, you can take me down and then you'll rise up and I'll be proud of that. This is still like, okay, then what? Like your legacy is completely forgotten.
Hang on. What if Trent and the Cerberus Assembly have still got a beacon and he's been...
Oh, they most certainly do.
Yeah, they still have one.
What if he's been... Is it consecuted? And
by
killing him, he comes back?
I don't know if they know what that is.
Yeah, and that's a very dynasty thing. Like, it's a whole process that they have to do.
Yeah, but if Trent's learnt that it can extend life...
Maybe, yeah.
and he's coming to the end of his.
And as like not a god, if the Luxon isn't a god and it is just a magical force, and maybe he could tap into it and somehow find a soul to it, but I'm not sure that's his area of expertise, if that makes sense. I know other members of the...
No, you're right, it isn't, but I mean he has people that work for him.
Yeah, but his whole thing of like further kind of not telling the truth about the beacon, like that's oh man, but no, Caduceus is the best. That was so good. It was a perfect way to end that tense moment, because even though it was a tense thing that he said and it was a bit like, how's Trent going to react to this, it was still just like, thank you, like Trent needed to be taken down just one peg. And it felt good. It made
Caleb
me worry.
held his own. Caleb seemed to hold his own in the debate. He seemed to actually like stand up to him and say like, no. But it was nice for it not to end on a level playing field, for Caduceus to say, big fuck you.
Compare it to like episode 14 or whatever it was, or 15, like the first time we met Trent, and that was when like Liam did like the blue screen when he first heard his name. It's so good. And then also hearing Liam talk about it on Talks this week was really good, about how had they run into Trent earlier in the campaign, it might have been different. Or like, oh, sorry, that wasn't what he was saying. He was saying like Caleb's goals were different earlier in the campaign. But we've been saying it for ages. We've been so excited for the Trent showdown sort of thing. This is not how I expected it to go, like 20 episodes ago or whatever. Obviously, this is kind of how it was going to go recently. But the idea that like this big bad from his backstory and it's a dinner party, like and it's so on brand with this campaign of it being very grey, being very political, being very much nuanced, and they have to talk this out. This is a combat of words almost. It's so good. It's so good. I mean, as much as I want massive wizard fight, this is so good. Love it. Loving it. And I'm as much as well, because Nico, I think you're a bit like me, where like Caleb making wisdom saves or anything like that, like I'm loving. Give me the drama. Give me the drama. Caleb drama.
Give me the angst.
It was really good to see him like be okay. Like I know he said at the end like I'm not really okay, and we'll get to that with episode 11 with like the mansion and everything. But it was nice to see him, you know, not break down, not zone out, hold his own. That was really good.
He was very, while he may have been speaking with a lot of like emotion and anger, I feel like he was still very calculated with what he was saying to Trent. Like he wasn't losing his cool, he wasn't losing his head.
It was good. It was just good and awful and amazing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It was the good. There was the good awful. It's that good shit.
And then I'm trying to think. Did anything else major really happen?
Well, then they left and.
Joke about the food. That was pretty funny.
Yeah, they invited. They invited Astrid and Wolf out for some drinks, which they both declined.
And then there was that owl as well. Do we think that's Trent's familiar?
Probably. But I mean.
Or it could have been an owl.
I'm not surprised if he would have like an owl or familiar following them or keeping tabs on them. That just seems like another creepy thing that he would do.
A chair. Just a chair, just walking along behind them and just like...
Yeah, you notice there is a chair following you.
Does that chair move?
That was amazing, and that conversation with that's what I said too, like Aelwulf being like kind of casual and being this normal person almost to some extent. He just pulls the alcohol out of the air. Like that was a really cool move.
Oh yeah.
But
oh yes, Dr. Seven Gone. So Wolf is a paladin. I think I missed that multi-class drop.
It's not clear, probably, but the whole idea that he has Raven Queen, like he's got Matron of Raven stuff. It's not, it hasn't been confirmed as a paladin, but he has some connection to the Raven Queen, like some kind of oath or pact or domain. I don't know. He could be a cleric. He could be any number of things. We don't know, but multi-class seems likely for him.
Then what do you think his potential paladin subclass could be?
Oh boy.
Like vengeance or something?
Well, that's the thing too, because you can't imagine the Raven Queen having an evil, like evil devotee.
Conquest, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's very grey. It's very. Oh, she's kind of grey.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't see her having a straight evil devotee.
Yeah. That's why I don't think Astrid and Eadwulf, like if we're thinking about the alignment chart, yeah. I don't think I would even classify them as evil. I feel like they're being manipulated to do so. Like maybe that.
Not enough information yet. I don't
yeah.
Think to know if they're evil or not.
Could just be a clever facade.
Yeah, and like Astrid with the absolute win at the end, because I said to you, Nico, I only wrote one note for this episode, and it was race you to the top. Oh,
yeah,
so good. She's
like that one terrifying. Line is so loaded.
Yeah,
shows how competitive she is.
There's so much behind that, because that is that idea. Like, is she jealous of Caleb? Like at the same time, does she want him to succeed? Clearly, she's all about Trent going. Like, that is on her radar. But what is she going to do? How's she going to do it? What would she do if Caleb gets there first?
But I mean,
we don't know anything about her abilities.
No. Caleb made it clear that he wants Astrid and Eadwulf to be at his side when Trent is removed. Caleb believes that they're the best three people that can create a new way of doing things, abolish this system that does not work, and create a better one.
Just remind me, because he was talking also about, like, because there was all that talk about not letting it happen again or stopping children from being taken from their homes. What was the consensus we got from Astrid on whether or not she agreed with it? Because that's Caleb's focus, it seems, at the moment. He's saying, like, he wants to make sure it doesn't happen again. So they were talking about that, and that's when Trent was saying, like, you know, oh, it's a necessary thing, like, nothing much of value is lost. But I can't remember if Matt described what Astrid was looking like or what she said about it in terms of, like, does she agree with Trent? Like, you know, we should be bringing more scourges in, we should be doing this kind of method. And it also made it seem to like he's been doing this a lot longer than these three. Like, yeah. Astrid was hard to get a picture of.
She was.
Because all we know of her is from what Caleb has said and her very held back kind of reactions. Although she looked. Oh, sorry. I'm like.
No, all good. All good.
Brain. When Caleb mentioned, like, you've mentioned to me before how, like, referencing that meeting that they had, and Trent seemed angry at that. It made it seem as though he didn't know about that meeting that they had. That scared me for Astra, the fact that, like, she's then got to go back up into that tower with an angry Trent. But that that idea that, like, Trent didn't know about that meeting they had where she was discussing kind of power and who's in control. Man, so good.
So much juicy stuff. But moving on a little bit, since we have so much still to go over. They went to the tavern where Beau then just unleashed her entire conspiracy theory about Vesta Ragna, Isilcross, Shattengrad, the Tomb Takers, Molly's backstory, everything. She connected everything.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, that was epic. I loved Marisha for that. I mean, I love Marisha already.
My favorite part was just
brilliant breaking it down.
Yeah, it was amazing. And my favorite part was just how much passion she put into her explaining everything. Like, she's got so into it. Oh, it was so great.
Yeah.
The absolute best bit, though, I need to go back and find out where I can. There was a bit she was explaining it, and Matt was listening, and he was kind of like, just looking at his wife, just like, oh yeah, that's really interesting. And he let slip at one moment where she mentioned something. He went, you've got it. That's it. There was like that little twinkle in his eye where he was like, I'm really proud. One of my players worked out one of my plots, and it's my wife. This is why I married this woman. And it was that moment of pride that he caught himself on and pulled himself back. And he's like, straight face, straight face, nothing's happening. And tried to, I'm just going to take a sip of my drink, tried to cover it up.
I love whenever something like that's happening, Travis will always keep looking at Matt.
Yeah.
And I love whenever Matt just turns to Travis and it's just like, yeah. This is what's happening. No, that was incredible. It was so good to see it just brought it, because obviously, and I've said it before, like pretty much as soon as something happens, the chat. I don't watch the Twitch chat, but from what I can tell, the Twitch chat just will say like, "Oh, here's the answer. We figured it out immediately," sort of thing. And obviously, we talk about stuff as well, and we're 100% right on everything we say. But it's just cool for all those conspiracy theories, all those converging plot lines to be said out loud in order, and to like be addressed in character. Like not on talks, not on anything. It's like the characters are now discussing these possibilities, because I think talking about like Vesterogna being involved with like Lucian has been talked about for ages. Ever since Spellslinger from the Capital has been mentioned, it's like, oh, that could be this person. So to finally see it starting to come together has just been wonderful, and have it in such a beautiful way of getting out like 50 notebooks.
In the middle of this bar that they're in too.
And I love she's just like, sorry, not to like breeze past your emotions to Caleb. He's like, no, I'm fine. Like, it was very, very, very cool.
But what's also funny in that moment, with Travis looking towards Matt's reaction to everything that Marisha's saying, but also looking towards Talison's reaction to everything she's saying, because Talison probably knows a little bit about what happened with Vesterogna and all that stuff, if she is in fact connected. So that was pretty funny.
Though, because his whole thing wasn't it that like he gave Matt a blank slate? Didn't he say like, I don't remember anything? I think it just might be he remembers the stuff about Molly more clearly than the rest of them.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we would know for certain that it's Vesterogna, even though like kind of all signs point to it. I think it's more just he remembers that clearer.
There's a where is it?
But
I found something.
It was cool. Like I said, it was cool just to get it out, hear it all. I'm trying to think of like what theories I was thinking of at that time before obviously the next episode came out, because I was like, yeah, go talk to Molly, speak with Dad with Molly. Let's do it, I'm ready.
Because they tried contacting Kree. Well, they tried contacting the gentleman who said Kree had jumped ship. Then they tried contacting Kree, and Kree was like, sorry, I can't help you, and then hung up.
Yeah, that's right, because the way that Kree responded made me think that they had forgotten their memories, that they had... I was thinking... I don't know if it was just like... I'll have to go rewatch it to see what I was thinking, but I wasn't sure if it was like the way Matt says something like, you get the sense that they don't want to talk to you, or like... It was just such a short reply that I was like, oh, maybe Kree has lost their memories, or something has happened to Kree. I didn't even consider that it was Kree actually just, like, blacklisting them.
Well, she was a bit, like, frosty with them when they first met, apart from who she thought was Lucian or Nonagon.
Yeah.
She was a bit like, oh, who are you?
Yeah.
There was something about him.
Oh, boy.
Maybe it was just the cat.
Oh, boy. Yeah. So is that it for episode 110?
Yeah,
pretty much. FMA 245 brought up Jester's tarot reading for Ford. Just a nice little moment between them.
And so, yeah. Oh boy.
But yeah, then Caleb brought the party to a different tavern, a shittier tavern, where he rented out 9 rooms, one specifically with a wardrobe. And he began casting... Yeah.
Yes,
he began casting the spell that we have been waiting for so long.
Using the wand, using the glass.
Using the wand, the glass. Yep. The little figurine of Frumpkin.
Brilliant imagery. Amazing.
So good. And I just
the little
love
details that sorry, go on.
I was just gonna say, I just love that in the next episode, the first like 2 hours of the episode was just like Liam talking and everyone listening to his descriptions. It was so good. So good.
Not just letting him go for it.
Yeah.
The little details that he added when he said, like, you go into the first layer and then you go up to a ledge, a balcony, and there's a little brass ring around the edge. And I saw Laura kind of go, oh, I really like that. Because it adds so much detail. It's like a little brass ring.
But now with all the time that he spent describing the mansion, I now understand why Matt ended the episode before Liam could describe the mansion, because episode 110 would have gone on for an extra like 2 hours with all of that.
Yeah.
So
I was surprised how long it went before when it would get into it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's clear that Matt really wanted to give Liam the time to fully describe the mansion. Since he even said it's something that he's been thinking about for like over a year. All of the rooms and stuff for the mansion, so great. I loved how each room had a similar layout, but they had very specific things unique to each of the room's owner and stuff. Is very, very thoughtful, very much of a love letter to the
it was very nice.
to the party.
It was good when he said like "Welcome home." I like that as well.
Yeah, that was
very sweet.
But no, that wait between the episodes for the mansion description was rough. But man,
I love servant cats. All the servant cats. The network of.
So let's discuss this properly. Let's walk our way through this mansion.
Yep. So we have so they can float. They can float in the center to get to the different floors.
Yeah,
and
the
stuff that makes it easy.
Connect the floors. The library or the parlor, or whatever you call it, is incredible. That's so cool. The fact that also it's just books that he's read.
Yeah.
So it's all like a bunch of repeats in there as well. So good. But what was the first layer? Like when you walk in, it's like the entryway. You can. Is the first layer the one that has the big stained glass?
Liam, on Liam's Twitter, he wrote what each room or what each floor has.
Okay. Yes, Jet Vulcan. Yes. Forward whenever he's like floating up, says like up. Yeah. I was thinking that too.
Well, he has to say it just like he says Eldritch Blast every time he casts it.
Yeah, entryway has the stained glass.
Yes. Yeah. Floor 1 entryway. Floor 2 is the Great Hall. Floor 3 is the salon. Floor 4 dining room, kitchens, cats. Floor 5 Yasha Caduceus guest quarters. Floor 6 Jester Beau Ford. Floor 7 Veth Caleb laboratory / study. And then floor 8, floor 9 are unknown.
Wow. Yeah. We'll get to that in a second.
Yeah.
The descriptions of each of their rooms was wonderful. Like he said he'd been planning it for a year. You could tell that it was so well thought out. It was great because it's like Christmas almost. Like obviously for the players, but like you're getting this wonderfully thoughtful gift. Described in great detail. But I just loved all the details of each of their individual rooms. The damn mirror above Beau's bed.
Oh my gosh, that was so funny. That was so good. But Tiamat on Twitter commented saying that he wants us to discuss a little bit about Yasha when she was like, "Oh, that's gonna come in handy." her little side comment like that.
Maria's reaction to that was perfect.
I know.
Like
Yasha's getting bold. Yasha's getting bold.
Beautiful.
But that was good.
Beautiful. I missed
that was good.
someone. This is something I could easily look up, but I'm just gonna ask the chat. What was Yasha's second room? Because they all had kind of like the little entryway room. Then they had like middle room that was kind of specific to each of them, and then their bedroom. What was like Yasha's?
Yasha had the flower room, right? Or is there a different room you were talking about?
I'm gonna have to rewatch it because it was all just like such an influx of information all at once.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna have to rewatch that 2-hour scene of
Yeah.
It was the mural.
Oh, yes. Oh yeah. That was the. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah. The terrarium full of insects. Yeah. Cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's right. I think like I might have been distracted to something and I came back to her eating an insect. I was like, wait, what? What happened there?
Just awesome. Classic Yasha stuff.
Yeah. Man.
Mm-hmm.
So good.
And then I loved Jester's room, how it was basically her room from Nicodranis.
And the space to like decorate it.
In a whole like art room. Just so thoughtful. Every room. It's just
every
so
room
good.
had like purpose.
Yeah.
To show kind of his love for the characters and the love for his companions. Yeah. It was just beautiful. It was lovely.
I'm pretty sure I was smiling for the entire 2 hours that he was describing everything. It was just so delightful.
Like, I love Matt as the DM, just like, oh, this is great. If a player wants to take 2 hours like, describing something, like, DM dream. Yeah. Oh boy. I'm trying to like, because there's so much. Like, I feel like I'm kind of just blanking on what to say about it, except that it was awesome.
Yeah, I mean.
But I don't want to just sum it up and like wrap it up in a minute, saying like, yeah, it was cool. Let's move on. But it was just.
It was very grand.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. I feel like I shouldn't have been surprised at how grand it was, because Caleb is very much about like, I love magic, like the potential for magic and stuff like that. But I remember thinking it was going to be like they go in and it was reminiscent of his family home or something. I thought it was going to be
that's what I thought too.
But of course not. He's a flamboyant wizard, so it makes sense that it's a massively intricate designed tower.
Mm-hmm.
So that's cool.
When I also like how he described how like the floors are moving like in a circular motion, very slowly, but it is constantly moving. I thought that was kind of just a neat little detail. But then what do we think? What do we think's the deal with those mystery floors? I mean, he walked into one of them where it seemed to be some kind of like maybe a torture chamber, or like the chamber where he was taught the different things, and when they were injecting the
I think the room he went into that we saw him pass out in, which is like, Caleb, go to bed. But it was the room where he got the residuum in his arm.
Yeah,
it was like,
that's what it was.
straps on the chair, green dust on the trolley, and he said because he had a special password to get into that, and it was Zemnian for something along the lines of never forget or can't be forgotten. I don't know. I know Lynn knows what it is because I saw her tweet about it, but it was something to do with having memories and maintaining the memories. So it's like, I think, because he said there was multiple doors, I think it's like little scenes of his life, almost like the idea that he can. A positive take on this is that like he can tuck away these memories now and just store them somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is positive, but like not have them constantly in the forefront of his mind or have them on his mind. He can say, okay, well they're locked away, which is kind of the definition of repressing memories, which isn't the healthiest thing, obviously, but maybe for him. But then we don't even know what the top layer is. Although, was that the top? Either way, there's one layer we still haven't fully. But yeah, I think that one layer that we got to see was it's all going to be like memories of his past.
Yeah, definitely. And I can already see like when they eventually do go back into the mansion, I can already see like maybe Beau or even Jester like snooping about a bit to try to see what these other mystery rooms are.
What was it? What was it? Oh, I just had a thought.
I wonder if he has a. Did he say he had a room for Molly?
No. He had a guest room.
Yeah.
Okay. It's not a room specifically. What was I gonna say? The fact that he has this room, or like all these rooms, which are kind of like his memories. I had an excellent point. Like it was a primo point. I just can't remember what I was gonna say. Drat. I'm sorry.
No, all good. All good.
I think it was something along the lines of just how he has these places where he's going to keep remembering these things. I'm worried. Oh no, that's it. Yes, sorry, I remember what I was going to say. Like talking about how like we love the Caleb trauma.
Oh yeah. Yes.
That was hard to watch. Like
it was.
It's always hard to watch Caleb's trauma, but like a lot of times, I remember early campaign, I used to be like, "Ooh, kill someone with fire, Caleb, so you make a wisdom saving throw. I love it. Like, this is great." But that was like, I don't know if it's because it just came after like a super positive moment.
So just it hit us harder, yeah.
Like, it felt like a regression. It felt like he was going backwards a little bit, maybe.
Yeah.
That might not be what it was, but that's kind of what it felt like. It was just like, no, Caleb, go sleep in a comfy bed.
Yeah.
With your friends. Like, why are you doing this to yourself still? Like, which is, again, not something I would normally say. I'd be like, yes, give it to me. This was very much a moment where I was like, no, I want Caleb to be happy in this moment, please.
Yeah.
Oh, that was rough.
That was.
But yeah, I hope they bring it up. I hope that's revealed at some point. Which I feel like it's going to be. I feel like it's going to be, as they go to Ice Across, there's going to be the mansion come out a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Which excites me because what are they going to do with Vestarogna? She could probably take care of herself, but it's one of my favorite moments from Campaign 1 where they're, again, spoilers for Campaign 1, where they're about to fight Vorogel and they've gone to Draconia, they've set up the mansion, and major spoilers for Campaign 1.
Yeah.
Ryshawn or Larkin is there, and they're just like, all right, well, bye now, and just close the mansion door. like take care of yourself, sort of thing. I'm getting that imagery of them in Ice Across with Vestarogna, being like, all right, here is our wonderful, whatever it's called, the 9-sided tower.
Yep.
All right, goodbye. Like, close the
or
door.
they can do a similar thing, still thinking of dragons with Geladon, because obviously they're going to come across the Geladon when they go up there, probably. So yeah, I mean, we could have just like a repeat, all that stuff.
It's also not it's not foolproof, I should say, because it can be dispelled, as we saw with that happened in Campaign 1 too. The mansion was dispelled at one point, which was terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hopefully it doesn't happen again, but Vestarogna is not the nicest lady ever.
She is. I know we spoke about that like with episode 109, but she is so exciting. That is, so keen for Ice Across. Damn, Chrome keeps crashing.
Oh.
It's fine. It's just I can't see the chat at the moment.
Yeah.
She's so exciting. I can't wait to see what she can do. Like, is she going to get her hands dirty? Is she going to get involved? And then what the hell is happening with everything else that's
exactly, because now, I mean, we were already worried about what was going to happen in Ice Across already before we learned of this stuff that was revealed at the end of the episode. And now with all of that being revealed, that just adds a whole nother layer to this very crazy onion of an end game.
Perfect. I like it. No, ridiculous. So let's
Yes. Okay.
Let's discuss this in order.
We'll take a few steps back. After the mansion was over, they did a little bit of shopping. Nothing really noteworthy happened during their shopping. And they met back up with Pumat. They ordered a few things.
That was good. It was nice to be in the dash again.
I think, yes. I think maybe the only thing that was curious was one of the items they bought was for an assembly member. What was her name? It was the young one.
The human.
Yeah.
Oh, she's a half.
I think her name starts with a J. I'm pretty sure it starts with a J. Oh, there was the Ioun Stone for Caleb. Yeah, Jenna Erisor. Yep, that's right. I did have something spoiled for me because I did read in the Wildmouth guide. Well, so
yeah. I was just gonna say we might try to avoid spoilers for the Wildmount guide in the chat if that's cool.
Yeah.
Even though we talk about it all the time, but I do try to avoid those because it is separate to the show, I guess, to some extent. And people might be playing in Wildmount campaigns. And no one's known.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah.
But Ioun Stone is the big one, I think. There wasn't too much else.
Yeah, because I literally can't even remember what happened because the end of the episode just took it all out of me.
I know. That was the big thing. Like when I think of episode 111, I just think of the last 15 minutes, and then the mansion, and then the 15 minutes at the end. That's
which is crazy because we got Pumat in that episode. That should be the
focus.
That
should have been the biggest thing that happened that episode, but nope. After they did their shopping, they decided to scry on Kree, and they saw that Kree was in like a blizzardy tundra area. And obviously
that's curious.
yeah. Are we going to a place with that kind of stuff?
So that was curious because I was oh, interesting. I wonder if it might not be an Isocross. It could just be snow somewhere.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, we don't know if she's actually in Isocross. She could be anywhere in the north.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, cool. Well, that seems normal. Let's go dig up Molly.
Yeah, and then they had a brief discussion of like, hey,
what are we
gonna do this? Like, should we go? Like, we have all of these questions involving Molly's backstory and Kree and Vestaragna. Should we just go back to his grave and speak with dead?
Well, and Caleb is even further suggesting resurrect.
Yeah.
We have that ability now. We can do that.
And
that's the problem with it's not the problem, but that's the thing with the high level parties where a party member has passed away. Like, at what point do you say well, we could bring back literally anyone?
Right.
You need the body, you need whatever else, but that's that quandary of do you do that?
Right.
I really the soul would be willing, but at the same time,
I really liked Caleb's line, how he said, well, do we want a reunion or a conversation? Or something like that.
Yeah.
I thought that was a very cool line. And then they, I think Jester did a quick scry on the location just to make sure it was, the post was still there. Which it was, but there was no coat to be seen.
I'll just say, sorry, Phil, do you say you need to run off quickly?
Yeah, I'm really sorry. I need to take a family call.
Tell us, what do you want to say about Molly? Just throw it out there.
Yes.
Fuck that bitch. Fuck him all the way. I can't stop thinking. I used to love Molly. I used to Chaos reigns. Long may he reign. I had so much pride in Molly. He achieved so much in a short life. And he came back and he fucked us. He royally fucked us up the arse. And it's horrendous what he's done to the Mighty Nine, what he could do, the fact that he's ahead of them in the race. He's going to the same location, the same destination. He's worked for the same people. Just fucking Taliesin. Honestly, I love Taliesin a bit, but I'm so want to punch him. In a nice way.
Fair.
Yeah, we'll definitely talk about that.
Yeah.
So yeah, fuck Molly.
True,
Sorry.
true. But before you go, Back Boop says bring up a good point. It's probably not Molly. You should probably be mad at Lucian or Nonagon.
That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Taliesin was behind it all along.
Yeah.
There's something there.
You were very very vocal in our group chat of like, this is it. I told you.
Yeah.
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 You have been saying for a while. Something's happening.
I am in the process of making a video about it. Hopefully I'll have it out before next Thursday.
Awesome.
And once I've made it, I'll be calm and at peace, and I'll be able to watch Critical Role again without going, fucking Molly!
Yeah.
But I've got to go. I'm really sorry. I've got family calling me from the other side of the planet.
No problem.
Love you lots.
Bye, Phil.
Bye.
Bye. Oh gosh.
Right.
The immersion is broken.
I gave you a heads up.
Yeah, I know. It's hard to fix it on the flow. All this. Oh, because I have to unlock. Hold on, I have to unlock these.
Yeah,
oh, no, I don't.
Please,
Hold on a second as we rearrange everything.
Yay!
Ah! I moved the wrong one.
Oh,
Oh, okay. And there's this.
Nope. That looks
Almost there. Okay, reduce that, reduce this. Or actually, I need to do this first. I need to, okay, that's far too big. Ah! I clicked too many things.
I need to talk to you about these overlays.
It's okay. It's alright. And then I'll hide this one. Oh, no, not that one. This one. Nope, not that one.
Oh my god.
This one. And this one. There we go. And I'll just scoot you over.
There we go.
Like this. Wow. We did it.
Awesome.
Chaos
Cool.
Rain.
That's good. It's fine. Yeah. Anyway, so I thought we'll get Phil's thought on that because that was going to be something.
Yes.
But no, so yeah, they get to the grave. Lovely moment as well. And again, I know I'm talking about talks a lot, but it was something that Ashley had said on talks about how she was excited to actually visit it herself in person because so far it's only been controlled by another player visiting this place. So, and so
Yes.
put that out there. And so it was lovely. Her and Beau kind of seemed together in the rain. That was something. When Matt said it's raining, I was like, ooh, that's indicative of some kind of like. I thought someone was up as soon as he kind of said it was raining because I thought if they're going to go there and speak to Molly or resurrect him, I didn't think Matt was going to make it such a gloomy scene. So
oh yeah,
it was raining. I was like, oh, that's not ideal for a resurrection.
yeah.
That's not ideal for the dead. Oh, interesting.
Yeah, very interesting.
Yeah, I remember tweeting like. Because like they get there and they start digging and they're not finding anything. I remember tweeting like, "Oh my god, he's in Kree's backpack." Like I was still thinking maybe Kree just collected his bones or something.
Yeah.
I wasn't even on the radar of or he's just back, or he's just like around again. Oh my god, ridiculous.
It's just the slow build too, because when Veth was digging through, like trying to search for a body, Matt was just like, you're not finding anything. You're going deeper. It's still not there. And it's just like, no, this can't be happening. This can't be happening. Like, there's no way this is happening.
Yeah, and then the slow reveal of the scry.
Yeah.
Which at this point still only Jester technically knows. So we've not got. Although it's the next episode is going to start with her immediately telling them.
Oh yeah.
Like,
yeah.
It's. Oh, I couldn't believe it. It was incredible, and just the community and Twitter exploded.
Absolutely insane. And I think that Molly is probably know more. I think it's probably Lucian / Nonagon that's... Well, but then I don't know. But I don't know still. What I do think is, as soon as Kree found out that Molly was dead, like when they came back, I think it was maybe like a couple weeks after, then Kree was like, okay, I got to go find where they buried Molly and bring him back. I do think Kree was the one who probably resurrected him.
Oh yeah, Kree's a blood cleric, so it makes sense. But that's the thing, because it's like, who's in the head? Because also that's the thing too. We keep hearing Nonagon, Lucian. I think that's one person. I think that's just one person with two names.
Yeah.
I don't think that's two different people. Because I've seen a lot of people saying like, oh, maybe it's this other person. No, I think it's one person, two names. I think if it was Molly, he wouldn't have left the coat.
True. That was a huge red flag.
If any aspect of Molly was still around, the coat wouldn't have been left. I think it is Lucian having regained control, because it's that idea of resurrection. The soul must be willing, even though it's one person, one soul. Any aspect of Molly, I don't think would have been willing for a resurrection. I mean, Taliesin, the soul of Molly, has said that he's happy with Caduceus. He probably wouldn't want Molly to be resurrected. So I think you're right. I think Molly's gone, but whether or not Lucian has memories of Molly, memories of being Molly, the funniest thing I saw was like Lucian, this kind of enigmatic, unknown figure with kind of intense backstory and these eye tattoos all over the body, wakes up and has like a peacock on his neck and like is wearing circus pants. Like, what would this like a potentially intimidating figure think about that? That would be that kind of made me laugh a bit. But just
but again, this now it just adds so much to what's going to be happening. And how little Mon Nightmare, little Mon Nightmare, how's Yasha going to react to Molly being back?
It's gonna be terrible for all of them.
How's anyone gonna react? Because we got to see obviously the cast's reaction, but the cast's reaction and the party's reaction are gonna be completely different things.
It's gonna be. I don't see how they're not like. As soon as they find out, Caleb's not just like, I teleport to him or something. Like, I know they're smarter than that, but I feel like that would be the gut reaction. Like, let's just go to him.
Here's probably something that immediately Jester will do. She's gonna message him.
Yes!
She's gonna send a message to Molly.
Oh.
That is 100% gonna be the first thing she wants to do.
And I don't think he'll answer.
Yeah.
I think
it's probably 50-50 whether he answers or not.
Will he sound like Molly? Yeah, what accent is Matt gonna use?
Because I think when he was Molly, he had like an Irish accent going on.
Yeah. Oh, man, excuse me.
Oh, you got that in the circus? Oh.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah. What if he's got like a real like infernal voice?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was incredible. It was something that like I feel like we should have seen coming, and maybe we did, but we didn't believe it. And it was. I want to know. I can't wait. I don't want the campaign to end, but I cannot wait for the end of campaign wrap up talks. Where
to hear
answers. Because there's just so many questions for Matt with this campaign. In regards to his planning, in regards to his ideas. Brilliant. So good. What the hell? Where are they? Are they going to Ice Across? And was it this episode? No, because it was the previous episode where Beau had the talks about like Aeol being the living city, right?
That was this episode when she was giving her big big thing. Yeah.
This was that was Marisha at the end of the episode, not Beau.
Yes.
Yeah. So we got all that as well. Like, what the hell is happening? with this city? What's happening with Ale? What's happening with this city in the astral sea?
I don't know.
Is there a connection? Like, because it feels like there
But
is.
like it feels like at this point, like it all has to be connected somehow. Because we're at like the 60% mark of this campaign, like we have to start transitioning into these end game things.
We might be further. Like, we've talked about it a lot. Like, what is still to come with this campaign? And it's a lot of like Caleb backstory. It's a lot of like what's going to happen with Trent.
Yeah.
A lot of the other stuff is like kind of wrapped up a bit, or it's, I get, not to sound rude, but it's like inconsequential to the grand scheme of things. Like, it's more just like not inconsequential as a viewer or as a player, because it's all wonderful stuff and we want to see it, but in terms of the Mighty Nine's goals and focus, it's not on the radar. So like, I'm not even convinced Ukatoa will come back.
I guess that's actually a fair point, because Matt even said that he doesn't think that this campaign will take them all the way to level 20.
No.
So that doesn't even mean that they'll make it to level 19, 18. Like, they could be entering, I don't think they are, but they could potentially be entering like the final arc.
Yeah.
Sort of. Yeah. And maybe the campaign will end when they're only like level 15, 16. Maybe they'll end that early.
It could be a bunch of episodes. Like, I don't think it's ending in 10 episodes.
No, definitely not.
But they've got all their adventures in Isocross to come, and then
that that itself is probably going to be at like 30 episodes at least.
Oh. Yeah, like, I know Phil was talking about Isocross before and spoilers, but there is like the mildest of spoilers again for the campaign guide. Everyone probably knows anyway, but like, there's connections to another demigod in Isocross, one of the creatures with the 3 eyes as well. So are those demigods going to have some connection to this city? What if this city, because they talk about how Aeol was developing a weapon to fight against the gods, and that is in the Explorer's Guide. Maybe don't post it, anyone, if you do know. That was, I accidentally spoiled myself on that. But what if they also talk about the Betrayer God's weapon, don't they? The Betrayer Gods had a weapon they were developing, and the theory is that it was in Rudius, or something connected to Rudius, the Red Moon. What if this city was the weapon of the Betrayer Gods?
Right.
What if it is connected to the 3 demigods of, I think it's Zahir, Torog, and the other one.
The Phoenix one.
The Phoenix, who was from Asmodeus? I think it was Asmodeus. Because 9 eyes! Like, what
I know.
What if
there's this... Oh my gosh.
Like I said, I could see Ukatoa being pushed aside. Like, he's on lock. He's not breaking free anytime soon.
Yeah.
But what if there is connection? What if... And then the Chained Oblivion, and like... what's...
I know, there's so much. So, Matt will... He's going to connect it all somehow. Like, there's gonna be like a big climactic episode where like just boom, like the final piece of the puzzle, everything comes together, and then it's like a race against the clock to make sure this shit doesn't get out.
Not to say it's the same as Campaign 1, but Vecna was in Campaign 1 from the first arc, like from the Briarwood arc, from episode 20. Vecna was a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't help but imagine all these other threads that he's laid out. We've talked about how those 3 demigods were referenced in the very first episode. Like, he had meaning behind them. He knew what they were about from the get-go. And we're dealing with God stuff. We're dealing with calamity stuff.
Yep. Again, all I'm saying, the big thing that I hope that happens in this campaign is a second calamity.
Yeah.
Like, there's just been so much, like...
Not our one running theory, but it's my favorite theory that this campaign will end with a new age starting.
Yeah.
Or the next campaign is just all calamity, and then campaign 4 is...
yes. And then in campaign 7, there's this connection that happens.
Yeah. In Campaign 7, Caleb's son and Vex's daughter have worked together to fight Tiamat. Like,
Yep. And Keyleth shows up for her 20th cameo.
Oh my god, yeah. Keyleth at this point is just like a regular.
She's
she has a shot in like Huppadook and Oh my god. It's Campaign 19. Yeah.
But I guess to let our thoughts dwell and expand a little bit, we can do a fan art break where we look at some fan art. We didn't get any fan art for episode 111, but we do have a few pieces from 110, starting with fan art that Alana had picked out.
Hey, oh yes. So this was appropriate for 110, and then everything changed, but still amazing.
At Primordials Lime on Twitter, we have this fantastic art piece of the.
I'm still thinking about.
I know.
I know you said fan art calm down. I'm still
fan art break. Fan art break.
But yes, this was beautiful, and I loved it. I loved just everything that happened with Astrid and Aedwulf in that episode, and their connection with Caleb. Just, and it's now even more clear, kind of like that the potential that they had relations with each other. They were in a relationship together, so it's even more kind of sad. But it was really cool. I like that.
But I like the idea how it's like, they're it looks like they're engulfed in sort of flames, and they're surrounded by this dark sort of.
Well, it's meant to be. It's the narrative telephone. So it's like Caleb's missing the heart, Aedwulf's missing the brain.
Oh. Oh my gosh! I just realized that.
Yeah.
Holy moly! Wow, I'm a little slow. Yikes.
No, it's alright. It's good. Yeah.
Listen, all right. It's been a long 2 weeks.
Hey, listen.
Listen, okay.
Yeah, but that is. I'll link the link to that one in chat.
Yes. Yeah, that's gorgeous. That's gorgeous. Yeah, no worries. Then we have mine. Mine's a little more lighthearted, but it's on brand with Beau at the end of the end of 110. We have this wonderful nod to a classic meme at Cincialegre _ on Twitter, just going full, Always Sunny. So good.
Yeah, that.
This was just like peak expositor Beauregard in this moment. And it is like Danny. That is true.
Yeah. I think Matt literally held up the picture of Charlie freaking out about.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, yeah, that's my wife.
Yep.
Yeah. Pepe Silva. I got Pepe Sylvia here.
Oh.
So good.
I loved it.
Jet Vulcan, thank you.
I let Marisha just gush about her notes and her crazy theories for an entire episode, please. That was just so delightful. So good.
Yeah.
And again, it is like every DM's dream to have a player who takes these extensive notes and is able to connect all of these different story threads. So great. So great.
So good. Oh boy.
Anyways, Molly is alive.
Oh my god. Yeah.
What does this mean? And what is going to happen?
We did have, because we put out the last time we had What the Sheet saying, like, send us fan
art.
Oh,
yes.
We did get that. Thank you so much. I know a few of you did send in a lot of stuff. We're working on that. So that's something that's going to be worked on a bit. I've had last week off. It's a bit, I don't know what the hell I was going to say there. But yeah, we will get to that. Thank you so much for sending that stuff to us. We definitely have seen it.
So please, if there are particular pieces of fan art that you find gorgeous or hilarious or anything along those lines, you can. Were they sending them via DMs?
I'm gonna work that out.
Are you gonna work it out? Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna do because I kind of got like a bunch of stuff all over the place.
Gotcha.
So I'm gonna like either do a proper thread or do a hashtag for it, but I'll post it on our Twitter once I figure that out.
Yes. So there will be more fan art discussion stuff coming in the future for What the Sheep Podcast.
Well, let's talk about Molly again.
But let's talk about Molly. I am so worried.
So scared.
Because I know what I'm looking forward to most is Jester immediately trying to send a message to Molly at the start of next episode. And again, I think it's a 50-50 whether he's going to reply or not. Someone in chat, oh gosh, I'm gonna have to scroll up and find out, but someone had said that, like, what if Molly responds like, wait, who's Molly? I'm Lucian. Who are you like talking to? Like, what if he doesn't even remember like the party? Like, what if he is like so much into Lucian that
I don't think he will, because I feel like I don't know how Matt would go about. I know Matt and Taliesin have like been playing D&D for years, so I wouldn't put it past Matt to have Taliesin in on it. I don't think that's going to be the case, but like, what kind of conversation? Like, is he going to have? I don't know.
I feel.
I'm not saying anything of substance. I'm just.
I feel like Molly is going to be an NPC for the remainder of the campaign. I don't think Taliesin is going to be playing as him.
And then there was another thought, which was, because we've kind of like sussed out, I think, pretty much what happened with Lucian in the sense that it was astral projection. I feel like that's a safe bet, that's what happened to his body. But we don't know what happened to his soul and mind in the astral sea that caused him to come back and be blank, to become. I know there's a lot of theories that he's a hollow one, which is a type of race, I guess, in the Wildmount Guide, which is essentially like a hollow body where the soul. It's similar to a revenant in some aspects.
That's like, what we also think Jimedi Costco is, or at least that's what I think he is.
I think Matt has confirmed at this point. Yeah. Nice. So it's like maybe that's an aspect of his character as well, which is then all kinds of weird because they've got all kinds of weird stuff that happened with them. But I think it's going to be Lucian. I don't think he's going to have any of Molly's memories. I think he's going to be still a charismatic leader type person, but whether or not he's going to clash with Vesterogna, what are they doing in the snow? Are they even heading to Isocross? Maybe they're heading somewhere else. I think it's pretty obvious they're going to be heading to Isocross.
Yeah, I would certainly hope so.
But what is that kind of? Is he still a blood hunter? Maybe he was something else.
Yeah, like, that's also a good point.
The other thing too is because I know a lot of people joking about how like, oh well, it's no big deal because he's going to be like a level 4 blood hunter. Lucian could have been like a level 20 blood hunter.
Yeah,
we don't know. Like, it's like
that's also very true.
Liam has mentioned before about how before Caleb went down, he was probably a higher level evocation wizard, and then lost the ability and then had to build his way back up. Like he took level indeed. So the idea that Lucian is powerful, he's not just this level 4 character that, or whatever level they got to when he died, is scary.
Yeah.
Like, and who knows blood hunters better than Matt, so I'm excited to see.
Yeah, that's true. And Garden Angel 37, thanks for the cheer. They say if they have to fight Molly, they will be damaged emotionally. And it's funny because someone on a YouTube comment from my most recent video was saying, made a reference to when at the live show recently, Sam, the Essek reveal that Essek was the mole and stuff, and Essek was like, you should try to have friends sometime towards Ludinus, and then Sam was like, man, it's gonna be real sad when we kill him. And it's kind of like a similar vein here. If Molly ends up betraying the party because he's Lucian now, and the party ends up having to fight him and then killing him again, that's gonna be a bit rough. That is gonna be very very rough.
yeah, it's gonna be emotionally. It's gonna be the same as like fighting Yasha. Like that was always dreadful.
Yeah.
That sucked so much.
But here's the issue. It was sad because it was Yasha, because she was not in control of what was happening. She was being mind controlled. But with Lucian, like,
different person.
It's just a different person entirely.
I think they'll be okay with that. I think it'll be hard because he looks like Molly. Yeah. But I think it'll be obvious that it is a different person. I think that would be okay for them. But it's also like it's a little bit like losing Molly again, in the sense that they've lost they've lost his body again. So like any potential chance of resurrecting what could have been Molly is gone. Like it feels a bit like just another loss, another. I'm excited for the fight. If there is a fight, who knows?
I'm excited for the confrontation.
He might be good.
Yeah. Like it's also very possible that, but I
assumed he was shady. I mean, he's definitely shady, but we also just assumed.
But if Kree's a cleric, right?
Yes.
She probably they have access to the sending spell. If Molly was still Molly, wouldn't you think that he would ask Kree to like send a message to the party?
That's the thing. I don't think he's Molly, but I'm saying I don't think Lucian might not necessarily be.
True.
Evil.
Okay. Yeah. True. Yeah, that's true.
Lucian, like, we know that they worked for Vesta Rogna, did jobs for Vesta Rogna as the Tomb Takers, and assumably then prepared some ritual with Vesta Rogna. We don't know to what extent her involvement was in that, whether or not she was just casting the spell, or whether she was actually involved in. From what Kree said, it seems as though like they hired her to do it. It doesn't seem like something that she was running. It wasn't her show. So it's interesting to think of like what feelings they might have towards Vesta Rogna. What do they want from her? Like her whole deal is just cool shit, like cool ancient shit. Yeah. So she might not even have the Tomb Takers on her radar anymore. That was just like a failed crew kind of thing. So yeah, not all cult leaders are mean. Good point.
True. Just most of them.
Yeah, because oh man.
There's so much. There's so like this just opens the floodgates for so many different things to happen.
And they're going to Islecross.
And there's already so much going on in Islecross. This just.
I remember thinking my biggest concern with Islecross was Geladon turning up. Like.
And now we have. Okay, here's my thing.
Yeah.
So someone also in chat was saying how what if Molly was never actually Molly and it was Lucian the entire time and he was just playing them?
I don't want to believe that.
I don't want to believe that either.
No.
But what if also Molly was still like playing the party and he did know more than he was letting on? What if he was being and he is connected to this like weird floating city and maybe he has some kind of connection to these demigods and all this stuff? What if he was literally being serious when in like episode 14 or 15 when he was wearing nothing but his tapestry and he walked into the room with Beau, Caleb, and Veth and Not and was like, I am your god, long may I reign? What if he was literally being serious and he actually sees himself as some kind of a god because of the stuff he's gone through? But he knew that the party wasn't going to take him seriously in that moment. But what if he's like actually like deeply connected in some like crazy shit? Which he is, but like more so.
I don't know.
Oh god.
There's just so much going on there's so many threads just spreading out from what could happen. There's Islecross, there's his backstory, there's Vesta Rogna, there's still Trent, there's the demigods and their connection to it. There's Aorla City, there's the living city in the Astral Sea.
Yeah, can we go back to when our biggest concern was if Vandrin was gonna be on Rumblecusp or not. Can we go back to that? That was like our biggest thing. Like, is Vandern gonna be there? Is Vandern gonna be there? But now it's like, oh god, do we have to worry? Now we have to worry about Molly being alive. And
remember when we spent months just worrying about like a dragon turtle, and
yeah,
we thought that was huge.
Yeah. Oh no.
Ah.
And we
Oh,
we had to wait an extra week because they didn't have the episode yesterday. Like we could have already known, but they took yesterday off.
I will say this every time, and it's like a thing. I'm on school holidays at the moment. I'm on break. Every time I'm on break, I can like pin it to a T. They'll take a week off.
Yeah.
Like I can finally kind of watch it live. They'll take a week off, so you can bank on it, which is like it's fine. I'm not like going off or anything. It's just.
Jeff the Stray Dad says Vandern is in Islecross. Yep, he's having his barbecue in Islecross. That is where we just got the location wrong. That's all. That's all it was. That's all it was.
Excuse me, Connor Brown. How dare you come in with that?
The Tide's Breath Vandern's ship had a pedestal that had to do with blood. Anyways, that's all the time we had. Oh no. Wait.
Well, no, was that from his ship? Yeah, I don't know if that was into Sheila's lair. I don't know if that was specifically from the Tide's Breath. I know the Tide's Breath was there. That tripped me up for a second. That made me think.
Sheila's lair, yes.
I think that was from a different thing. Yeah, that was from the temple that had sunk.
Gotcha.
Because there was technically a Marrow temple there, but
yeah. All right. Well, I mean, it's gonna be hard, but it is time for our insane, out of this world, the moon is a lie, tinfoil hat theories. What do we think is going to happen next?
It's all gonna be cool. It's great.
Yeah, everything's fine.
They'll find the crashed city, and it's gonna be totally chill. They'll find a bunch of cool magic items. Vess will be like, "Hey, you helped me out. As a favor, I'm gonna kill Trent for you." And then she'll kill Trent, and then Astrid will be like, "Hey, cool, I'm gonna be leader." And then they'll be like, "Hey, you guys can go pursue your own interests," and the Mighty Nine live happily ever after.
Yep, canon.
That's
what's happening.
I don't know. Like it's.
Yeah, I think
any crazy theory we have feels likely, like
plausible, right? So I think so. I know a lot of people were thinking that Vesteragna might betray the party in Islecross, and she might turn against them and stuff. Yeah. I wasn't really buying into that, but now, if they bring Molly into this and the Tomb Takers, and Vess finds out, then I think there is it's plausible that she would want to turn on the party then.
Who are the Mighty Nine going to side with?
The Tomb Takers. I would think that's my initial gut reaction.
Be like, hey, this chick hired us before. She's no good. Like,
well, initially, because I mean, the party already doesn't really trust Vess, and Veth probably absolutely hates Vesteragna because of what she put her family through. And so the party's going to take Veth's side. So there's a lot of points, there's a lot of strikes against Vesteragna right now.
And she's got this contact in Islecross that they're going to meet up.
Yeah.
Which I remember one of the theories was that was going to be Sam's new character.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Which is pretty funny. What did she say their name was? Oh, was it a dwarf? No, did she describe who it was?
I think.
Did
she give a name?
I think we got a name. I'm just wondering if we got a description of who they actually were. What if she is working? What if she's just straight up working with Lucian? What if that's like not even a concern?
Maybe. What if he is the contact? Or not necessarily the contact, but like in that area.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I can't think of any. I mean, I've got a ton of crazy theories. Like, it's connected to the demigods and all that sort of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just information that has been presented to us that you can put together. That's not a crazy theory. That's just what could possibly happen.
Yeah.
Okay, crazy theory.
Dagon Underthorn. Dagon Underthorn. Yes.
Crazy theory is that the dragon comes.
Galadon.
That's a theory. Yeah,
that I feel like is the least of our worries. Galadon now showing up. Galadon is like a speed bump.
But Galadon had that weird thing in her
True.
hair. She had that,
True.
That alien kind of thing.
That is true.
I don't know. But yeah. I don't know. Spring is bad evil. That's 100%. Like there's no questioning that.
Oh yeah. I mean, like the only real like crazy theory that I have now is that because like if the party ends up teaming up with the Tomb Takers again, I think that gives Vess cause to want to turn on them because there is bad blood at the end of their business arrangement between Vess and the Tomb Takers.
Well, I'm done here, sort of thing. Like,
yeah.
Man, it's gonna be excellent.
It is going to be insane.
And then we've even got like the weirdness and the wildness that is Isocross. Like they're going to be traveling across country with lava flows and fucked up monsters and all kinds of magical abnormalities. Throw in Vesterogna, throw in goddamn Lucian.
Yeah.
And yeah, this next arc is
just
exciting. I feel like this is the, not to talk about the campaign in acts, but this arc is the, like you say, the lead up to the beginning of, I think, the final act, the final arc.
Yeah, I agree. Like this, because if we're at like the 60, 65, 70% mark, this arc will probably take us to like the 85, maybe even like 90% mark.
Yeah.
For the campaign.
Which
is kind of sad to think about because I don't want this campaign to end. I don't want it to ever end. But I mean, and we say that, but like, we're still probably like maybe like a year or 2 years of episodes worth still probably.
Yeah, I feel like we're within the year, at least.
Yeah.
50 episodes.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, but we never know, and we have to wait one more week to find out what happens next. But we will get answers, or will we?
Probably not.
I just want the first thing after Matt does his opening spiel, I want Jester's first thing to be, I'm going to send a message to Lucian, and not even like tell the party what she's doing.
That would be cool. That'd be very
cool. I want more Molly / Lucian.
Yeah, lots of choices. I can't wait.
But is there anything else? Are there any last minute thoughts, feelings?
My head hurts.
I agree.
It's such good storytelling. I cannot stress.
I know. It's all coming together.
This story. Yeah, it's great.
Boy, oh boy. It's
so
all
good.
It's all coming together.
It's all coming together.
It's the Kronk meme. But anyways, I suppose with all of that being said, we can go ahead and wrap up. Thank you all so much for joining us today. Thank you all for the subscriptions, the bits that were donated. Thank you so much. That means so much. I think we might be close to unlocking the Lynn emote. I'm not sure. I will have to check for after the stream. But we do have this cute little love emote that you can spam. It's super cute.
We might be pretty close. Let's see.
I think we are. I think I was just like a few subs away from getting the second unlocked.
A few subs. Just a few subs.
Oh!
Let's see if that helps.
Alana!
I want the Lynn emote.
Alana! Oh my god! Thank you, Alana.
Yeah, it's
that definitely. But oh, you didn't have to do that. Thank you.
Nah, let's get Lynn.
The Lynn emote is amazing, and it's
gorgeous.
It is.
It's gorgeous.
It is awesome. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
But anyways, continuing with my that caught me off guard. But continuing with the outro here. Thank you everyone so much for joining in chat and talking and stuff. It's always so much fun. Thank you so much for everyone who's going to be watching this on YouTube or on Spotify or on Anchor or on any of the other places this podcast is available. We appreciate it so much. Yeah, and one more thing that Alana is going to tell us right now. Some exciting stuff that's coming tomorrow.
Yes, as always, if you are a fan of what we do and you like us talking about, I don't know why I never prepare anything for this.
Yeah, it's fine.
And I keep saying I don't know why I don't prepare, and then I don't prepare anything. Anyway, hey guys, if you like us talking about D&D and doing D&D stuff, you should check out our own D&D show, which is set in the world of Wildmount, so it's a lot of familiar setting. It is Hit Dice Heroes. You can check it out on Twitter, Instagram, and obviously Twitch, which is where we stream it. So we'll be streaming Chapter 10 tomorrow, same time as when the What the Sheet comes out, on our Twitch channel at Hit Dice Heroes. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. I'm the DM. Nico's there, Phil's there, Maya, Crit Roll Memes is there, and Kiralee at Sotowax is there. So it's a very fun time, and we've had 2 weeks off from that, and I'm so keen to get back into it.
We have a fight that's probably going to break out, maybe.
Maybe. We'll see.
We don't know.
We'll see.
We're being assaulted by bandits. But anyways, again, thank you all so much. Yes, please check that out. Tomorrow it's going to be heaps of fun. It always is. And pretty soon we're going to be hitting Port Damali. So it's going to be...
Maybe, if you survive.
Yeah, if we survive. Yeah. The dice may not be in our favor. But anyways, once again, thank you all so much for joining us. I can't wait to discuss next week's episode because there's just going to be even more questions. Hopefully some answers for certain things, but only time will tell. I hope you all have an absolutely wonderful rest of your evening, day, morning, wherever you may be on this earth. And we will see you all next week. Bye, everyone.
Bye.